Ben Mckay is a 24-year-old stand-up comedian and dumb little baby boy. And you are listening to his podcast. Each episode, Ben uses Reddit to learn life lessons. Today, Ben talks about road rage.
Okay, number 3. I think I got it recording right now. This is the third one. Happy to be here. I'm not losing interest in this. I swear. No, I like these. I'm happy to be doing them. I just did therapy though. I was like talking to my therapist online on Zoom, and he was like, you need to find a way to find validation internally and not from others. And I was like, okay, I gotta go, Pablo. I am about to record my solo podcast. So anyways, I'd really appreciate your validation. Give it to me if you can. Anyways, this is number 3. It's the podcast. I take an aspect of my life I want to improve on, learn about it, look at Reddit stories, figure out how to grow up. And this one I picked road rage, because you might not know it, but I'm a little bit of a bastard behind the wheel sometimes. So I'm trying to get better, stay calm even when I'm in the car. I don't know. I realized that I had a couple of weeks ago, I was driving and someone cut me off on my way to work. And I was eating a banana. And I was just about to finish my banana, and I started to roll down my window to throw my banana peel at them. I was gonna launch the banana peel. I was like, I think maybe I'm in the wrong. This guy cut me off, but I tried to Mario Kart him in real life. Don't do nothing. This is rush hour, not Rainbow Road, dude. So anyways, I'm trying to be chill, you can cut me off. It's fine. I signed into work an hour before I got there anyways. It doesn't matter. Anyways, I found some good stories. We'll try and rip through them. Got a couple little ones here to start. First one. This was when I was in high school and extremely foolish. In my defense, though, I did not instigate it. I only finished it. I was trying to switch lanes to make it over to the carpool lane. This lady to my left, who was in a Jeep, would not let me change lanes. If I slowed down, she would too. If I sped up, she did the same. I still have no idea why she was toying with me. This went on for about 15 seconds before I gave her the finger. She laughed and gave me the finger back and sped off. Well, I was fucking infuriated. And she had her passenger window rolled down. I sped back up to her and threw my 3/4 full open Arrowhead water bottle into her car and sped the fuck off and took the next exit. I think, though, this is like mine. This is like the banana peel, is you are in the right in a lot of situations. You are in the right until you throw something. Now it goes from she was toying with you, can't get in, can't get out, you know what I mean, to you assaulting her. Also, this is from high school, and we're like, it was a 3/4 full Arrowhead water bottle. Fucking, this means too much to you, dude. You gotta think about this. I don't know. This seems like one of those stories, the kind of story my dad would tell, where it's like every time he tells it, he's changed the story a little bit. You know what I mean? Like at the time, it was actually he just like flicked the water bottle cap and it went kind of near her car. But then each time he tells it, he goes, "Oh, it was the whole bottle. It was it was half full. It was 3/4 full. It was an Arrowhead water bottle." I've never seen those. I'm in Canada, so I don't know. Maybe if that's an American thing, but maybe that's like really bad water that you don't want that on you. That's the Flint, Michigan water. You go, it burns your skin. Why do you have? I don't know. Oh, and then at the end, also there was another part. He said, "Edit. My girlfriend was with me in the car." You go, P.S. Just in case you don't believe me, probably people were in the comments being like, "It kind of seems like you made this up." Because my girl was there. My hot chick was with me. I think the lesson here is you gotta let go, dude. You were in high school or whatever, but he goes, "I didn't instigate it. I only finished it." You're not an Avenger, dude. You threw a water bottle at Jeep. You're a lady was fucking with you a little bit, and you all these years later haven't stopped thinking about it. She won, dude. You did not finish. I think that's the thing with these is like once you react to someone driving badly, You're in the wrong. Driving doesn't really matter. Your driving abilities, it doesn't. Okay. Number 2. My morning commute takes me through a number of small New England towns via back roads. It's scenic, but the kind of places where police will gladly hand out tickets for minor stuff. So I stick to the speed limit and obey all stop signs, etc. Is there anywhere where cops aren't gladly willing to give out tickets for stop signs and speed? That's all my whole experience with driving. Well, the other day, a pickup truck gets behind me, and dude is apparently late for something because he was riding my bumper like nobody's business. He was clearly getting frustrated with my driving style. He's right back on me after every stop sign. Normally, I'd pull over to let him pass, but between traffic and narrow roads, it's not happening today. Finally, I make my turn and figure I'm done with him. But as I make my turn to my destination, I see he's followed me. He decided to make this a thing. Here's where it gets funny. On this particular day, I decided to take some me time, and my destination was not the office, but a nearby indoor gun range. I pulled into the parking lot and got to watch Truckee McTruckface do the slow roll past the prominent gun range sign. He did a quick U-turn in the parking lot across the street and took off back the way he came. Gave him a little toodles wave as he went past. That's a good move. I like that. Pull into the gun range. That's very cool. I like, you're gonna fuck with me? I'm gonna go shoot you. Another situation where you're in the wrong. That guy gets out. He's willing to have a shootout over being late. Also, this guy's so late, but then he pulls in. I love that. A guy who's so angry that he's late that he spends more time dealing with his anger. I love that he was extra late. He didn't even get to fight you like you wanted. He didn't even get to yell at him. That's a good move, though. That's smart. If you're ever being followed by a angry guy, you're worried for your safety, pull into the gun range. Give it a shot. Go to the police station. Go to a gun range. That's cooler. I am in Canada, though, so I can't. I guess I'm not far from the border. I could drive to Buffalo. Give me a good 3 hours. Guy follows me the whole way. We both go through customs. We go through the border. We go, just tourism today, nothing to declare. Just go through, hit it, to go to the gun range. He pulls in, U-turn. I follow him back. I don't know. Maybe I can go find a bow and arrow store or something. Maybe that's what I'll do. But I think the lesson here is you can kind of drive however you want. You can be a real menace on the road as long as you live in proximity to a gun range. Although there's a risk, because if that guy does get out, then you're in trouble. If the guy is willing to get shot over this and you're not willing to shoot him, I don't want to know how that ends. But worked out for this guy in Truckee McTruckfuck. What a prick. Truckee McTruckfuck. I stop at stop signs. You're a loser, dude. No, you're cool. Thanks for writing this on Reddit. It's funny, my two thoughts about this show is that I'm like, nobody's listening to this. Of course nobody is. But then also as I'm saying these, I'm like, what if the person who wrote it is listening? They're not. There's no my friends won't even listen to this. No way this gets back to them. Okay, number 3. I was around 17. My girlfriend was messing around and covering my face and smushing it. Dumb young kid shit. When we were stopped at a red light. In the act of doing that, I must have let off the brakes a little and my car inched forward. I tapped the car in front of me, barely at all, but I knew I'd have to get out. As I'm unbuckling, I see a state trooper get out of the car. It was his personal vehicle. I instantly had a puckered butthole. As he walks back, I walk towards him and apologize profusely, saying how my girlfriend was messing with my face and accidentally took my foot off the brake a little bit. Fuck yeah, I threw her under the bus. Fuck that. Crazy. Completely your fault. Go, oh, my girlfriend was being nice to me and touched my face, so I moved my leg off the brakes. You're driving, dude. He basically said, I can't see any scratch, just be more careful in the future. And then he walked away. I was so relieved, and then I got an I'm sorry blowjob later that night, which was nice. Hell yeah. A second ago, he's like, totally ratted this bitch out. And I go, yeah, but I made her feel so bad about it, she sucked my dick. I guilted her into sucking me off. And I didn't have to pay the cops. People are the worst, though. So you people, you tap their bumper. I had that once. Guy slammed on the brakes at a yellow light. I just touched his bumper a little bit, and he's like, we have to get a whole thing painted. We have to get it's only a tiny, barely even a chip in the paint. I had to pay this guy off cash. Yeah. Number 4. So I failed my first road test 10 years ago in the most embarrassing way. I was so nervous of not passing, and on top of that, my tester was sort of in a mood, which made it that much worse. Those guys are always in such a mood. Every single person I've talked to, they have the exact same experience. It's like, you're a driver. This isn't the military. Just be nice. A little context, this was in Queens, New York, where it was basically a row of 25 parked cars, one behind another, and you have to wait for the examiner to come to your car to start. Once you were ready, you could pull out safely out of the parallel parked car and drive into the crowded neighborhood. So I do all the mandatory things, seatbelt, car, fix all mirrors, and look for anyone coming in the side mirror before pulling out. My palms were sweating so much the steering wheel was drenched from the sweat. Gross. I like that, though. That's kind of nice for driving. Hey, a little slick wheel. Now I feel ready to pull out of the parking spot and tell the examiner. I put the car in reverse to give myself more space to pull out without hitting the car in front of me. Check the side mirror one more time to make sure it's clear, turn the wheel, and put my foot on the accelerator. The car goes flying backwards because it was still in reverse. I didn't put it in drive from when I was backing up. Never felt this idiotic in my life. The examiner hits the car brakes on her side and proceeds to yell at me. Son, did you forget to eat this morning? Weird yet hurtful. She failed me right on the spot. I didn't get to pull to the parking spot and on the road. I took it a month later and passed. Did you eat this morning is so mean. You ever want to hurt someone's feelings? It's like, you go, there's no way you're just this incompetent. Surely this must be a blood sugar thing. Are you malnourished? Go, nobody's this dumb. Have you been fasting? That rocks. That's so funny. It's not even a lesson here. I guess the lesson, eat before you drive. Eat before your test. We've all done that, though. The reverse. You forget you're still in reverse. I have a family member, and I won't say who, because this is a crazy story, but I've heard this was long before I was alive, but I heard about this, that apparently they had been borrowing a friend's car. So it's not even their car, and he takes it. He's 13 at the time. He takes the car out we're going to go for a little joyride or whatever, puts the car in a drive by accident instead of reversing down the driveway, drives straight into their garage door, breaks the whole door, crashes through it, fucks up the car. But then, here's the dumb part. This is so fucked. Instead of like calling and being like, I fucked up or whatever, he was like, I need to make this look like it was a act of vandalism. Like we were terrorized. So then he went inside, started breaking lamps. He spray painted "fuck you" across their living room. And then they called the cops after, and they were like, what the fuck? We got hate crime? You know? And the cops came and were like, nothing's missing? You know, I think maybe what's going on here? And then apparently he caved right away. First line of questioning was like, yeah, actually, I did it. I fucked up this. And then they just had to pay for it. No insurance money, no nothing. He did that damage and then did extra damage to try and make it look like he didn't do the damage. And that's the kind of story we're like, I guess I'm not so dumb, hey? I guess I'm actually kind of smart. But shout out to you, dude, if you're listening to this. Sorry I told you. I kept your name out of it, but that story is so fucking funny. You're 13, though. Who cares? Those driving testers, though, I was talking about them. They're brutal. Those guys are crazy. I did driver's ed. I did like a class here. This like you get insurance cheaper if you do the course, and you can get your license faster. So I took the course, and everyone's got these stories about these guys. They're crazy. There was part of mine that was in classroom. My guy, we drive around. The driving around was fun because he's like, I don't know, he cares about a guy. Just vaping too the whole time. This was before vapes were like massive. This is near the beginning of vapes being really popular. So it wasn't like normal to vape in a car the way it is now. Even then, now you wouldn't do it. You're working, but This guy vaping, just filling, no windows up, maybe a tiny crack. This one of those big vapes too. But with the in-class part, it was a different guy that would do it. That guy was cool, but the in-class guy was crazy. He had one of the days he goes, okay, gonna show you guys a slideshow, and I'm sorry, ladies, but this is the truth. I have to tell you this stuff. And then the slideshow title, Top 10 Worst Woman Driver. And then I swear to God, there was 10 slides, and they were just pictures of car accidents. There was no women in them. There was no. It's clearly from Google Images. Just car. This guy just made a slideshow. And he goes, probably a chick did that, though, right? Probably that was a chick. Sorry, I have to show you guys this. No way that's in the curriculum for this. Also, I'm pretty sure this was his place. It was pro driving school. It was a tiny little thing, operation. I'm pretty sure it was his business. But that rocks. But I'd just like to say, I think women are great drivers. All right, number 5. I forgot how much I hate being back in the Philly main line. But yeah. Drove to an REI. I don't know what that is. To get some final gifts for people. Parking lot is a riot. I drive around in circles for 5 minutes till I see a couple walking out. I follow them, put on the blinkers, and wait for them to pull out. Just as they finish pulling out, a woman driving a Range Rover flies into the spot from the other direction. She saw me waiting. When she slowed down at the end of the aisle, I'm facing towards that end. She was surveying the situation and quickly turned to snag it. She speeds in so fast she wasn't able to swing wide enough to make it in the spot on the first try. She stops, put it in reverse, and I took to the horn. She ignores me. I lay on the horn. She looks at me with a smirk and then gives me a what? Angry scowl shrug, like the meme. Sigh, fine. Okay. She's in the wrong here. Clearly. Can't steal parking spots like that, but isn't it nice that she'd happen to steal a parking spot from guys who write things like, gives me a smirk like, what? W-U-T. And a shrug like the meme. Sigh, fine. I don't know, maybe this is from a long time ago. I don't have the date on this part, but that's embarrassing no matter when you write that, I think. What? What? Angry scowl like the meme? No. Just kidding. Everyone deserves to park. Now, she's terrible at driving and fails to give herself room to exit on this record attempt. And I see this, accelerate till behind her. She's blocked and honks. Okay. Yeah. If you're stealing people's parking spots, though, you do got to get in them at the right time. You can't be needing accommodations while you steal a spot. Also, though, you don't need to block her. And she stole your spot. Get over it. That sucks. You're furious in the moment. What are you going to waste your time? She's not giving you the spot at this point. If she's far enough in. I wait a while for the next persons to get in their car. She's laying on the horn. I can make eye contact with her in the rear view. I smirk. After they pull out, I park. She pulls out a last time, corrects, and finally parks out while I'm walking past. She yells something at me. I look at her, smirk, and give her the what angry face shrug. She got a taste of her own medicine. She got the what meme back. I wished her happy holidays and saluted. Yeah, I mean, you got your vengeance here. That's pretty good. You made her wait till the next spot was open. I guess that's as good as you can play it. You could just be right on your own, you know? I don't think I'd be mature enough to do this either, but it's scary to do this in Philly, of all places. Like, people have guns there, you know? This lady doesn't need to go to the gun range. She could have just had a gun. If she's that crazy. People get crazy with parking lots, especially on Christmas, too. You're sitting for the holidays. That's brutal. Maybe just let her have a break. I don't know. Maybe she's going through something. I don't know. I'm completely not on this guy's side because of the what meme thing. This guy's fine. He's in the right here. That was sick, actually. Good for you. Who cares? Your references suck. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Parking lots, though, it's anarchy in parking lots a lot of the time, isn't it? Like it's just pettiness. It's just slamming in front of people, start, stop, no turns, just rip around. Happy holidays is a good way to end something too. That's a good punctuating, like, fuck off thing to do. You go, happy holidays. You throw that on in July too. Why not? Give it a shot. People will be like, "Holy shit, I'm not gonna mess with this guy." He just told me happy holidays for Labor Day. Recently, here my parking situation. It's all street parking. It's permits. You can park anywhere on the street. Really, like anywhere around these in a couple blocks. And I was pulling out. I was pulling into the first spot, the spot right in front of my house, and I was stoked. I never get this spot. And I pulled up to straighten, and I'm backing into this spot. Because it's the first spot on the of the row. And as I'm doing that, guy pulls in diagonally behind me. He can't even get into the spot. He pulls right in. And so I get out, and I'm like, "Hey man, I was parking there." He goes, "That's my spot. That's my spot." And it's not assigned spots. It's just you park wherever. He goes, "I've been parking here for 20 years. That's my spot. I'm the northmost house. I get the northmost spot." And that's not how it works. It's not assigned parking. Also, by his standard, I don't get a spot then. And we pay the same amount a month to the city. I was there first. I should get this spot. But he's screaming at me. He's like, "That's my spot. That's my spot." It's a grown man. This is like guy's like maybe in his late 50s. He's got a little boutique dog on his lap too. And eventually, I just had to walk away. I mean, I argued with him for a second. I go, "It's not your spot. You can have it for now because you seem like you need it, but I'm gonna park there in the future if it's open." And he was like, "Okay, you can come back key my car if you want, but I know where you live." And I'm like, "Hey man, this is mostly about you, I think now." But I was pissed. Dude, after that. Just chain smoking after that. No, but actually the city is. I'm looking up the city rules. I know it's park wherever you want. I know that's the situation. But I'm looking it up just to be like, "Babe, I'm right." I calmed down though. And that guy's crazy. And you know what? I did feel better when I keyed his car. So everything worked out. All right, number 7. It was when I was about 8. I used to love sitting in the driver's seat of my dad's car and pretending to drive. Being a kid, that involved wrenching in the steering wheel, gear stick, radio controls, pretty much anything I could reach. My dad had already taught me not to mess with the handbrake, so I wasn't going to roll away. But one day he decided he should probably teach me not to mess with the keys if they were in the ignition. He thought that the best way to do this was to show me what would happen if I turned the keys and the car was in gear. So with the car in first, the handbrake on, me in the driver's seat, and Dad standing outside the car, he turned the key, expecting the starting motor just to move a little and jolt it forward. What actually happened was the handbrake didn't hold the car back enough, so when it jolted forward, the engine was spinning so fast enough to actually start, which lurched the car forward away from my dad so he couldn't turn the key to stop it. It drove then about 2 meters with me screaming in the driver's seat and Dad grabbing the key through the window before slamming into the garage door and coming to the stop. Mom wasn't very impressed with Dad when he told her we needed a new garage door. I love that. I love that your dad almost got you killed and your mom was like, the garage door? We got to get a new garage door? Also, your dad seems like a dumbass. He's like, "I'm going to teach him how to not start the car by showing him how to start the car." Also, why would he do this from outside the car? It's like, "I'm going to show him nothing bad could happen. I'm not even going to go in the car." It's setting you up at the top of a hill being like, "Let me show you how to not push you down this hill by..." This guy wanted out. This guy wanted out of being a parent. He was like, "Let me just start the car, see what happens here. It'd be so bad if an accident happened." He was trying to collect the insurance on the car and the kid. He's like, "I don't really like this car anymore. I think the insurance payout would be awesome. Why don't I just do this? Maybe I can take out this financial burden along with it." 2 birds. That's so funny. And then instead the kid was fine. Car just a little bit of damage. And the garage door was fucked. He comes into the mom. She's like, "The garage door? You were supposed to drive him into the river, not into..." That story is actually important. This one is a big lesson, is that you should probably let children drive. And they're great ways to fake accidents if you need something done. Let a kid behind the wheel. Why not? Last one. One time I was working, I heard a salesman talking about how some 17 to 18-year-old kid came in a ratty old pickup truck and asked to test drive a Maserati. We all laughed and was told they blew him off. But if you come in a brand new Porsche GT3 and the salesman will be tripping over themselves trying to fight for that customer. He came back the next day in a brand new Audi TT and worked solely through our sales manager. He was frustrated from the way the salesman treated him the day before. We found out this kid was from a wealthy family and both his parents were traveling abroad. He ended up ordering a brand new custom Gran Turismo MC Stradale convertible. The ratty pickup truck was his gardener's Ram 1500, which is an older year, and we found out later. Why he originally drove it to the dealer, we don't know. Okay. I mean, this is a story where the salesman fucked up. You salesman, you missed out on some big commission. We don't need to feel bad for this kid, though. You kind of want to be like, oh, this poor kid was discriminated against for being treated the way everyone else gets treated all the time. The way anyone else would be treated if they asked to test drive a Maserati. He didn't get the treatment he deserved for having rich parents. This guy needs to be humbled. You should ignore him. This poor kid was treated the way his gardener gets treated all the time for driving that car. Also, no way he asked to take the gardener's car. He just took off. He probably thought it was funny. Oh, wouldn't it be funny if I took the gardener's shitty little truck and then I went and bought a Maserati? Fuck this kid. The rich don't deserve respect. That's your lesson there. But this was good. This one was a little bit shorter, maybe? I can't tell. Anyways, I think it was good though. Let me know if you have any, if you're watching these, you have any ideas for ones, episodes or anything, or you have a story. Maybe I'll read it. You could tell me about that. You could DM me. You could comment. God, I hope somebody's listening to this. This is insane if I'm just doing this for me because, well, no, it's insane. I was trying to be, maybe this is worth it just on its own. No, this is psycho. I got lights and a camera in front of me. This is fun though. I've enjoyed it. Thank you for being here, but please tell someone about it. Subscribe. I don't know. I don't even know.